Okay, well, Miss Joanne. This is let's see. This is our second time sitting down.
Yeah, second or third, maybe.
Second time sitting down. And we've texted like here and there, or something like that. Or you've texted me here and there. And I remember when we first sat down, where did we go?
I think we were at Bodega.
Bodega's downtown.
Yeah, downtown
Bodega.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I forget what we talked about, but I remember the conversation.
Was your mom? I met your mom first.
Yeah,
And then
you did, because we came.
Your mom said,
we came to your house.
That's right. And your mom said, you need to meet my son. And I said, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, I remember we sat down. We came to your house because you were running for city council at the time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you won.
I did.
And you are now running for mayor.
I am 4 years later.
What changed? But what changed your mind? Why run for mayor now? Why not stay with city council?
Oh, well, we're going to jump right into it there, Matthew. There is, I've spent 4 years here on council, seen what our city is missing, what is good in our city. And there is this election cycle. My election cycle runs in tandem with the mayor, and it was it's an opportunity to take Columbus to the next level. And I've heard and seen what my constituents need and want. And, I believe that I have the leadership to take Columbus to the next level. So.
Yeah. Were you nervous? Like, are you nervous to run for mayor? Have you ever thought about running for mayor? Like, was it just, because it sounded like your answer just sounded like you just heard the needs and you jumped right in, which shows a little bit about your character. But were you nervous? Like, oh no, man, that's a whole nother job, a whole other responsibility.
Well, I mean, I think you always, I think there's always a little bit of self-doubt. And if not, then, I think it's healthy to have self-doubt and have a little bit of imposter syndrome at first, because that makes you work harder.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a little bit, but I've got a lot of support and a lot of people backing me up and holding me up and putting me in prayer. And so there was a lot of thought that went into it. It's not an easy decision. It's something that, I had to have a serious conversation with my family about. Sure. And my husband is my number one supporter, and he was the one that, initially said, you can do this, and let's go.
Yeah. And but you're not new. You're not new to like community work, because you've done a lot in the community. What are some things that the people may not know who are listening that you've done? Because don't you own a business here too?
I do. I have a couple businesses here.
Okay.
So.
And what are those businesses?
So one is called Tri Columbus GA, and that was the first one that I started when I moved here about 17 years ago.
Okay.
And then I have a gym, which they kind of go hand in hand. They're both active. So it's called CrossFit CSG. And
Come on. I did CrossFit. I'm telling you, I did CrossFit.
Look, it's like CrossFit for regular people.
Oh, okay, because I did
CrossFit. It's
CrossFit.
Like average Joe.
I did CrossFit for 90 days. And let me, who was the guy that, I think his name was Mark. It was the one down here.
Mark Kane, yeah.
Yeah, he owned it at the time. And now two guys own it, I believe. Coach Matt. And then,
he owns it now. I think he bought
took
it back.
Yep. Okay, well,
so
he took it back. Well,
it's time for you to go back.
No, I don't know, man. That took a lot out of me. But you know what? I remember feeling like that was really good. That was really good. I did 90 days CrossFit, your boy here, lost a couple of pounds, gained it back. Okay, I did gain it back. I did go to McDonald's. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
we all have our vices in life.
But CrossFit is so tough. But okay, so you own CrossFit, and then you own, what other businesses do you own?
Tri Columbus GA. And so I moved here from Hawaii. Okay. When I first
your necklace, huh? That was like a little Hawaii necklace.
It's a little shell, a
I
little
love
shout
that.
out. So I moved here from Hawaii, and and it was before Uptown was Uptown, and so it was in 2008 or 2009. And I remember driving over the 13th Street Bridge fresh off the plane.
Wow.
And thinking, what have I done? and from blue sandy, from sandy beaches and blue water to the Chattahoochee. And so I was really big into triathlons, which is a swim, bike, and run.
Oh, so you sports all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I got here, I was looking for my community and people to immerse myself in and meet some new friends. And so I thought certainly,
did.
I thought certainly people do triathlons here in Columbus, and I was very wrong.
They
and
do
so
them, though. I
they
got a couple
do,
of
and
friends that do
so
'em.
I said, well, nobody does them here, so we're gonna do them here. And that was my first bit with city council.
Wow.
I had to convince city council that we were going to swim in the Chattahoochee.
Yeah, which is
So-
not a clean place to swim.
Yeah, so
But y'all do
we've been
it.
doing it now for 15 years and put thousands of people into the river, of course, with appropriate safety.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And we bring lots of people into Columbus.
Yeah, and your mom,
My mom,
yeah, and how old is your daughter?
she's 14,
Okay,
so going on 27,
and you've been married for
almost 15 years.
15 years. You know, I'm jumping into marriage. So,
Yes, I know.
So any advice, you
know.
just go and text me. Even if you like get
A
the
happy
the
life
urge.
is a happy wife.
Okay, yes.
right.
I believe that.
Your
And
wife is always right.
I will learn that. I will
Yes.
learn. I am
Pro
beginning
tips.
to learn
Pro
that.
tips. Pro tips.
I'm
Your,
beginning to-
your wife is always right.
I'm beginning to learn that. Okay, so after all these titles and after all you strip away all the accolades that you have, accomplished, who is Joanne at her core? Who is her?
I am somebody that deeply, deeply believes in people and people's potential. And I think that's reflective in the work that I do now. It's reflective in my vision for Columbus.
Yeah.
It is, I have a maybe to a fault, a deep belief in people's belief or people's potential and what people can be. So
I love that.
when they don't believe in themselves,
You believe.
I believe in them. And I think that translates a lot into the work that I do. So,
Why'd you say to a fault? What does that mean? What'd you mean by that?
I think sometimes, if you believe so much in people, you can put yourself out there. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And,
Sure.
you put yourself on the line, but it's worth it to me for, to see people succeed.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. What part of your story? Because you are in a public eye right now, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions about who they think you are and who you are and all that. What do you think people most misunderstand about you, based on what they know?
I think people in the world currently right now try to box people into one direction or the other direction. And I think people misconstrue that I am for one side or another. And because I believe so strongly in, like what I just said, in the potential of people, my side, I don't have a side. And I believe in the core of our community, and I think that's missed a lot.
Yeah.
And that's for me personally, that's a hard one to overcome. I've been called a lot of things,
Yeah.
and none of them are right. So it's just part of it. And
Yeah, it's part of being in the public eye. People are going to shape their opinions about. I'm pretty sure somebody shaping an opinion about us sitting down together.
Yeah.
Because I've had other people who are running for office sitting here at the same seat who have different beliefs than you do. So,
right.
Absolutely. Who's one person? Let's just do this for a minute. What's your favorite car? Other than the red truck you got outside.
What's my favorite car? I
Yeah.
am very partial to the F-150. I'm
Okay,
very
okay.
emotionally attached to the
Okay.
F-150.
Okay, let's say we're in your favorite car right now, and we are driving down the neighborhood you grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
Take me what that looked like. What was it like growing up as
Well,
little Joanne?
Here we go, Matthew.
Come on,
So
tell me.
I was born and raised in Canada, and
Okay.
so I came from a pretty rural, small community. We had about maybe 2,000 people in our
Really?
community.
Okay.
We lived out in the country, And my dad
Now
actually.
you said Canada, so what kind of country you talking about? You talking about country, like outhouse country, or what kind of country?
Like
Farm country.
farm country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like across
okay.
the street was a cornfield.
Okay. Okay.
And in our backyard was a big pond. And my
Oh,
dad
okay, I
built
love
our
that.
house. And so my dad and our neighbors built our house, and they're earth sheltered houses. So we actually lived in a hill. So our roof had grass on it. If you can imagine a hill that was just cut in half.
Yep.
And then dug out, and we lived in there.
A lot of places to run.
Yeah, lots of places to run. Our doors were never locked.
Okay. Okay.
Kids ran. We had a bunch of kids in our neighborhood, and we ran feral. And it was, you got kicked out.
Come on.
And then my mom would yell out, my brother's name is Ben, Ben, Joanne, dinner time. And when we would come back in.
And then you go back outside?
And then we would go back outside until dark. And we would play capture the flag, and we
Wow.
would skate on the pond.
Okay.
And we would swim in the pond and play in the creek.
So you had a good childhood.
I did. I did.
What was your parents? What did your parents do?
My dad was a pastor.
Okay.
And he was a pastor for a little while. Then he was a teacher. And then he went back to the church and was pastor. And my mom was she was my 7th grade and 8th grade teacher.
Wow, a teacher and a pastor. Come on, that's a
And
good
then
home.
she was the principal. So
Shut your mouth,
Yeah,
Joanne.
there you go.
She was kind of strict a little bit. Was she strict?
yeah. I mean, I didn't get away with a lot.
Did they go to college?
They did. They went to the same college that I went to. Calvin College is now called Calvin University.
Wow.
So in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and
Okay, I love this. I love that.
I know. And my brother went there too.
And what does your brother do?
He works for the World Bank. He went to the London School of Economics when he graduated from college. And he works he's actually working in Haiti right now. And he works for the World Bank doing economic restructuring.
And he
for
has children
countries.
too, right? Children
He
too?
does not. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
So
Well, that's good. So you grew up like in the country area.
I did. I did.
Do you still keep in contact with some of the people you grew up with?
I don't actually. When I moved down here, I have the only grandchild. So
Okay.
I am the current favored child for life. So, and today is National Siblings Day.
Oh,
so
wow.
I am dropping the gauntlet that
Okay.
I am the current favorite child.
Okay, thank you. Ben, you heard it here first.
That's
Ben.
right. That's right.
She's the favorite,
The
not you.
favorite. So when my parents actually moved from Canada down here, so
They're here now.
They sold everything. Then they
that's
decided to live in a
nice.
van for 3 years, and they traveled the country, and then they ended up here. So they live right around the corner from me.
Well, that's nice. That's good to live next to free daycare.
Yes, it's like a free tutoring.
I know. Come on. Okay, let's talk about leadership because you are in a leadership role and you've been in a leadership role for a while, even before you stepped in city council.
Yeah,
Leadership can be lonely. It doesn't have to be lonely, but it can be sometimes, especially when you're the one making decisions and you're responsible for other people. How do you ground yourself as a leader when things get hectic?
well, I think it's super important that all leaders have. Actually, I think it's important for everybody to have mentors in their life and people that they look up to, people that they can fall back into.
Yeah,
I do some mentoring myself for other gym owners, and so I have mentors of my own, and I think it's important to be in rooms that scare you and rooms that you don't think that you belong in. And once you get comfortable in the room that you are in, then it's time to move out of the room and go to the next room. And so
might be a pass it yourself. Man. Come on, that's pretty good.
yeah, so
Okay, that's really good.
you're always surrounding people. You're always surrounding yourself with people who are better than you.
Yeah,
And I think that's really important. So
it's how you grow.
yeah,
I don't see how people have the desire to want to grow, but don't place themselves in positions to grow.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be. So, I mean, I always say in my gym, I'm from a coaching standpoint, I'm the weakest link in my gym. My coaches are better than me. And so, I think it's important to make sure that you surround yourself with people who are better than you, who know more than you, because I will never know everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important place to be in.
And you're learning
leader.
always.
Yeah. From a leadership standpoint, you should never be the smartest person in the room.
I love that. I love that. Speaking of grow, in order to grow, I think you have to let go of some things in order to grow, not just physically, but mentally too. Let go of the idea that you're smart. Let go of the idea that you know it all. Anyway, what have you had to let go of in order for you to grow? Or was there a certain thing or moment that you had to let go of?
You have to let go of self-doubt. I mean, you've got to always believe. I know a lot of people, and that's what I tell a lot of people as well, that I mentor, is that you have to let go of some of your self-doubt and trust yourself. And that's really important, that you learn how to trust yourself and let go of failure. The fear of failure, I guess, is.
Why do you think that's so common for people?
Nobody wants to fail. So, and if you can't admit your failure, then I don't think that you can grow.
Sure.
So it's okay. People fail. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I think you have a completely different level of respect.
Yep.
When you could admit that you've failed to the people. I mean, there's been many times on city council that I've failed, and it's fine. I've failed in business, but that's really the only way that you're going to grow and you're going to move forward. But if you sit there and say, it wasn't my fault, then, you're
not taking accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to take accountability, and you can't grow if you're not open to admitting your failures.
Sure. Speaking of your work with city council, I'm pretty sure over these past 4 years, you said 4 years?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
4 years, you have sat down with a lot of people in the community who have a lot of concerns. I wonder, first, what are they saying, and how do you, as a leader, how do you try to consume all what they're saying and try your best to fix it? Because obviously, every concern you can't fix right away. There's time and systems, and people think that they just come to you and tell you their problems and it's fixed like that. But it doesn't work like that, people. And let me just say, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work that way.
But how do you directly, when somebody comes to you with a problem, as somebody who's sitting on city council and running for mayor now, how do you digest them? And then what is your process on trying to get that fixed?
You are going to learn when you have children that this is it's impossible to make everybody happy.
Right.
So, I serve District 7, which is very, very eclectic. It goes from property values of millions of dollars to $0. And it is, there are people of all places. And so, to make sure that I am hearing everybody and doing, there are people who want things that are unrealistic. But when it boils down to it, people just want their trash picked up. They want roads that they can drive on.
And don't put nails in their tires.
Don't put nails and have to pop their tires.
Right.
And they want facilities that are available to them, parks and recreation.
Yeah.
And they want to be heard, and they want to be seen, and they want somebody to sit down and listen. And I think that is the most important part, is the sitting down and listening to people. Yeah. So
there are a lot of people that are, especially young professionals, and I've asked Dr. Rocky this when he was here. There are a lot of young professionals who feel overlooked and feel like the opportunities for business people who have money are not the same opportunities that they get when they're just starting their business.
Yeah.
What are you saying as a business owner, as a leader, or somebody in the community to those concerns of young professionals?
Been there, done that. I mean, it's, I didn't have a business necessarily when I was in Hawaii. I mean, I had a personal training business, but it was a little bit different setup here. And Columbus is a tricky place. It's a very tight knit community. You hear that it's a big city with a small town feeling, And sometimes it's kind of hard to break in, and I hear that position because I was in that position.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it necessarily needs to be that way. I think it's, if we want to attract small businesses and we want to attract businesses in general, we need to be a little bit more open and forthcoming with information here in our community. It shouldn't be who you know. It should be what you know. And we need to make those resources accessible, because I can tell you as a young, if I didn't have the tenacity that I had and the drive and basically I didn't have any choice. I probably, because my husband was in the Army at the time, if I didn't have a choice, I would have left. So, or I would have gone somewhere else that would have been easier to break into. So I hear them, I understand, and I know we can fix it.
Yeah, because it's so easy to leave because the community is not giving you what you want. But I don't know, Joanne. I'm just a strong believer in I'm not gonna leave until I have made a mark on something.
Yeah,
and I just feel like as a community, and I read some comments this morning. So that's probably where this passion is coming from. But as a community, we get so consumed about what we don't have, but we're not appreciative of what we do have. And it's always an argument. It's always a back and forth. Always, well, they got more, or it's always a white and black thing. It's always a rich and poor thing. It's just like, no. You have what you need, and if you don't have it, there are people that will help you to get it. Right. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I 100% know what you mean. It's our internal narrative that we have here, and I mean I've been here for a very long time, so it's not like I can say that this is the way that it's been in every. I'm sure it's the same in a lot of
feel that way.
Other communities, right? It's not. I don't think it's just for Columbus, but it is our internal narrative here in Columbus is to look down on ourselves and speak negatively about ourselves, kill Columbus, and it's
horrible.
And we're not that. People who come into Columbus love Columbus. They are the diamond. This is a diamond in the rough. I can't believe that we haven't seen it. This is awesome. Look at our river.
Yeah.
Look at, people are so nice here.
Yeah.
But our internal narrative needs to change, and that I think that comes from leadership and leadership believing in people. We need to change our narrative if we're going to change the way that Columbus works and is viewed.
Yeah, I definitely believe with you on that one. I think we need to change how we see it for sure. For sure. I read some comments this morning of a video that we did here, and a lot of the concerns, so just not about business, just in general.
Yeah.
A lot of the concerns are more about stability and job consistency. So as somebody who is running to help the people and serve the people, and you've been serving people 4 years now, how would you attack or to make people feel like that this is coming? Like it's a slow process, but we're trying to do something better in terms of security and job consistency, so everybody gets paid equal amount. Because that's always the cry. It's always jobs, pay, and living environments. Yeah. So what would you say to that?
Well, we need to make sure that our businesses feel supported from a property tax and from a tax abatement, and the ability to do business here affordably. And our citizens need to be able to have places to live that are affordable, because if they, are just working to pay their rent, they're never going to get ahead.
I know.
And that's a little bit of an injustice in that doesn't give people prosperity in life. And so if we can make sure that we're, supporting our businesses from our inspections and codes to our permitting process to our tax, the way we provide tax abatement,
right?
And we can provide our citizens the ability for affordable housing or attainable housing. I prefer attainable housing because affordable is such a boxed in word.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we can make sure that our citizens have a housing that's attainable for them. I see a lot of growth coming to Columbus.
How do you build a city where people just don't live, but they feel like they belong here?
Oh, this is my favorite question. My favorite answer because my professors in college would be shining. This is a shining moment for me.
Okay.
I think a lot of our young people are looking for places not only where they can work, but also where they can play. And that's so important. The ability to have green spaces here in our community, the ability to have recreation opportunities, whether that's soccer or whether that's little league fields that are the same for the whole city. Whether that is,
that's definitely an issue. Yeah.
when we've got our baseball where we've got equal opportunity for everyone in our city to recreate, I think really opens up the doors for a place for everyone to live and everyone to prosper. Because when a city is a healthy city, a city is a happy city, and a happy city is a healthy city.
And do you think that this city is happy?
I think we're happier. I don't think that we're happy. I think that we have the potential to be happy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
there's some things that need to change, and I said it before. People want their trash picked up. People want roads that they can drive on, and people want places that are taken care of. And I think we're missing the mark on some of those issues.
But here's the question, though, Joanne. This is like, that's always been an issue for years. And so if it's always been an issue, what makes you think that you can change it as somebody who's running for mayor? Like, you know what I mean? Because here, the over and over asked question is, well, we're just going to get another new person in the seat to do the same thing and have the same issues.
Yeah.
So what makes you more qualified than any other mayor or any other person who's run?
I think
now?
all too often our leadership is chasing legacy and what they're going to leave on the mark, like their mark that they're going to leave on the city. And our leaderships have never just gone back to the basics and just gone back to roads, trash pickup, and good maintained buildings, and not worried about legacy. I mean, you're if you put everything aside, if your legacy is that you're leaving Columbus, I like to say that I try to move my district forward 1% every day.
Sure.
And by the end of the year, we should be 365 days, or we should be 365% better.
Sure.
And that to me is more important than building something and putting your name on a wall. I think you just have to move you just have to move you just have to move the city forward 1% every day. It's very simple.
Sure.
It's very simple.
Sure. So what do you think? I mean, we've talked about enough about what Columbus needs.
Yeah.
But what do you think Columbus is doing right now?
Oh, I think we're doing a ton right. I mean, if you look at, like I was saying before, I came in 2008 and 2009 and drove across that 13th Street Bridge to nothing. And now you come across that 13th Street Bridge and Uptown is thriving. We're doing a lot lot in my district. I can tell you what we've been doing in our district. I think we've done a ton of work in Oakland Park and really turned around that neighborhood. It's heading in the right direction. It's cleaning itself up, and crime is on the decrease. We've done a ton of work in the city with our crime, and lowering it. It's
Now,
on the right
some
track.
people argue with you about that.
I know.
Okay.
I know. People will argue with me, but it's true. I mean, the numbers don't lie. We went from 136 officers to 400. So
something's happening.
something is
Somebody
changing.
happened. Yeah. I do think again, like people they only see sometimes what they want to see.
Yeah.
And just because things hasn't changed in the way that you see them right now doesn't mean they aren't changing.
Right. I mean, we've got a lot of people in this community that believe in this community. We have on the school board, we have some dedicated schools working with our really impoverished kids and bringing them back up to grade level. I mean, that's going to make a tremendous impact in their life and in their future. So we have a lot of people who are doing a lot of really great things here in the community.
I believe it.
And I think if we all unite our forces and we all get in a room and say, what is the vision here for Columbus? And how can we all support each other rather than rowing in our own boats? I think we row upstream a lot faster.
Come on, that's really good. I like that you said that.
You're going to be in my congregation here.
There are a group of people, and I think we touched on this a little bit earlier, that feel, for instance, that the south side of Columbus looks so different from the north side of Columbus. Okay, they get more. The north side gets more than the south side does. Even down to like the environment looks safer over there than it does on the south side.
Yeah.
What can you say as somebody who's been in the seat for 4 years at city council and running for mayor? What can you say to people to ensure them that maybe that's not true, or that there are different reasons why that's like that, or what can you say?
It's true. I mean, it's true. If you look at some of the rhetoric that's come out of, we try to keep everything equal and we try to be fair.
Yeah, and that's not always.
And that's not always the case. I mean, when I was running for city council, one of the things that I've said, and I've said it over I've said it over the last 4 years, is that we have all these fires burning in Columbus, and they're smoldering. And just because you throw a blanket over, I don't know. I grew up in Girl Scouts, so were you a Boy Scout?
I was not a Boy Scout. No.
So if you throw a blanket over burning embers, it will smolder.
Yeah.
Just because you think that you put it out doesn't mean that it's out. Yeah. And so we put these Band-Aids on situations, but we never fix the situation. And so
that's good, Joanne.
Right? Like case in point, like our recreation centers. I mean, we can put paint on the wall, but if we don't fix the roof leak, then we're going to have to come back. And so just because we spend equal amount of money everywhere doesn't mean that everybody rises at the same time. And so, maybe our allocations need to be different. And I would argue that they do need to be different. If we want South Columbus to rise, South Columbus needs more money. And South Columbus needs more support, or East Columbus, Uptown does really, really well, and it's thriving, and it supports itself. So, some of our resources need to be pointed in other directions.
And you seem very confident that you can match the both. You can match the both of them.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think you can support the whole city, but we need to make sure that the fire is actually out before we go to another location.
And it's not still smoking.
Right, exactly.
That's good. Man, tell me, let's say you do win.
Sure.
Because
let's be positive.
Well, we
have positive language. This is not positive, Matthew.
Let's say you do win. What's the first thing you are going to tackle when you win the mayor's seat?
We're going to have to make sure that we have the new police chief. because our police chief is retiring.
Okay.
Our law enforcement agencies, so the Muskogee County Sheriff, Muskogee County Prison, and the fire department, and our Homeland Security, they all have outstanding directors, and they have outstanding people that are leading their charge. We need to make sure that we match that within Columbus Police Department, so we keep that momentum going.
Sure.
And then I think that we take a good hard look at our budget and see how we are allocating our $400 million budget, and make sure that we're being fiscally responsible to the citizens, and how we can do better within that budget.
Yeah, yeah. And for people who don't believe in you, who don't really know you enough to want to vote for you, what are you saying to them?
Well, you mean the people sitting on the fence, or the people that have to change their mind?
Well, maybe both sit on the fence, and you have to change their mind. What are you saying to people who don't believe that you're right for the mayor's seat?
Yeah. Well, I think Columbus needs fresh, bold leadership, and I don't think that you can fix failure with failure. And there's been failure in our department, and so we need a younger perspective, one that has more energy, one that is willing to be out in the community.
It's true.
One that is willing to sit with the people and do the work with the people and leave the four walls of City Hall.
Yeah. At the end of your life, let's just think about this. I know you say we'll be positive.
I don't want to die.
I know, but I gotta ask these life questions, legacy questions. At the end of your life, let's just say you're sitting in a chair. You maybe watching your favorite show.
I'm not dead yet.
No, you're not.
Okay,
dead. No.
all right. I thought I was like at the gates of heaven.
But you know you're coming to an age where you know it won't be.
Fair, fair.
What are you hoping that you have done at the end, or closer to the end of your life? What are you hoping that you've done?
That I have left people's lives better than when I found it. That they are better people and understand more about themselves. And that in every community that I've lived in, that I've left behind a better community than when I got there.
Yeah. Well, I believe I hope that you do exactly what you say you're going to do, and I hope that people who support you stand by you fully and not just halfly. Because that's a thing too. And I believe that Columbus can be better. I do.
I know that Columbus can be better.
Yeah. And I like you said, I think there are parts of Columbus that is better.
Yeah.
I just think that sometimes
you make Columbus better.
Oh, I appreciate that. So. I appreciate that. I'm trying my best, but I think that sometimes, again, people they kind of see what they want to see. They don't see that what we have. Columbus has such great potential.
They do.
To do so much. I mean,
we do.
We're the second largest city in Georgia, I believe.
Yes.
So I've heard. So I've been heard, but like, I guess I get tired of hearing that there is no hope here and move away or whatever, because I don't believe in that. I believe if God gave you this gift for you to run for mayor, and you to be on city council, and for me to do this, then God's going to see it. He's going to give us exactly what we need to make all that happen. I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that's a very Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do believe, and and I think Columbus needs to believe in themselves.
I do too.
And I think once we do believe in ourselves, and we get some wins, if we just have some small little wins, those will compound on themselves, and it snowballs, and it will be the momentum that we need to go forward.
I love that. Joanne, I've had such a good time talking to you.
Thanks for letting me come.
Thank you, my friend.
Brought to you by MSW Productions.